Good evening, everybody. This is Patronus here. Sorry that I am a couple of minutes late. I am having some technical difficulties tonight. Unfortunately, I rolled over my microphone cord and broke my mic. Sad face. So instead of playing this brand new House Cup Champion, or I guess I should say House Cup competition game by USAopoly, I am going to unbox it for everybody tonight. And then tomorrow, Gold Leader and I will play it. I was able to order a new microphone for myself to be delivered tomorrow. So hopefully we'll be good to go tomorrow and we can play this for everybody tomorrow night and do a demo. So let's get going here. All right, so we have the, as I said, brand new House Cup competition game. Another one of the Harry Potter lineups by USAopoly. We were really excited to be able to get one of the early releases from Gen Con Online, so we thought we would do an unboxing for everybody here tonight. All right. Cracked the plastic earlier. So we've got our rule book. Fantastic. I did actually read the rules online thinking we were going to be able to play tonight before I had an accident with rolling over my microphone cord. So sorry about that, everybody. And then we've got our game board here, it looks like. So we'll pull this out just so everybody can kind of see it. So having read the rules a little bit, I do know that we have professor's office here, the library. These are how you get various components in the game. Classrooms, this is how you actually level up your different skills. Super excited about that. Then there's easy and hard challenges that line up over here. Basic and advanced lessons that line up down here. And then this is our round tracker. This game is only 7 rounds. And whoever ends up with the most gems in their corresponding house hourglass wins. So there's also a bunch of tokens that will need to pop out. This looks really cool. I don't know what this, if maybe this is a stand that's intended to be listed here somehow. Must be, because I see some instructions for how to assemble this. This must be, this must be the stand to actually hold the House Cup hourglasses. That's very cool. That looks awesome. We've got a whole bunch of other tokens here. So there's 3 students for each house, and these are your workers in this worker placement game. We have our first player token. The artwork on these looks really great, which is nice. And then we have player boards here. So 1 for each house. This is the Slytherin house, Ravenclaw house, Gryffindor house, Hufflepuff house, obviously. So the characters that we get to play with on the Hufflepuff side are Cedric Diggory, Zachariah Smith, and Hannah Abbott. Always love playing with Cedric. So sad when he dies. On the Gryffindor side, obviously Harry, Ron, and Hermione. For the Ravenclaws, we get Luna, of course, as well as Cho Chang and Padma Patil. Not her sister, though. No Parvati. And then on the Slytherins, obviously, typical Draco, Vincent Crabbe, and then Greg Goyle. So Crabbe and Goyle and Draco are going to have a field day in the Slytherin house. And then these are the different cards here. We can see if I can crack this open here. Okay, so we've got the advanced lessons. The basic lessons, the hard challenges, and the easy challenges. So there's a good amount of cards in each of those piles, which is always fun. To me, that means there's probably a lot of replayability. I know there's 3 of each one of these decks revealed on the board at any one time, so anytime I see that number within this deck that to me indicates that we're probably going to have a lot of replayability here. These are the location cards and icon references. This one might be a little harder to crack here. This one is shrink wrapped quite well. Do I have my X-Acto knife hanging around here? I do. Look at that. It's like I knew I was going to unbox a game tonight. Okay. Crack into this guy. Alright, so there's level 3 locations. There's 3 of those. I know with your game you play with only one. There are 10 level 2s, of which you actually play with 2 level 2 locations. And then there's 4 level 1 locations. So that's fun. And then we've got our cheat sheets here. We've got the turn order and for the 2 different phases of the game as well. If you flip it over, got your icon reference guide to know what all of the different icons in the game mean. And there's 4 of these, of course. Always helpful to have the player reference cards. Then, these are our little containers here for each of the house cup pieces. What else we got in here? Ooh, these are our little gems for each of the houses. Those look really nice, actually. Nice and fun. Some tokens of some sort. I actually have no idea what these are for. They look like little, so they're triangular in shape here, and they look like they have just the little house cup symbol on them. I don't know how well that's going to come out on here, but kind of see the little house cup symbol on these. There's a lot of these, so I'm not actually sure what these are for. Then we have all of the tokens. There's the library book tokens as well as the magical hat tokens. And if we look at our reference card, the magical hat tokens represent magic. Shocking. And then the books represent knowledge. Makes perfect sense. Crack open some of these tokens here. Alright, so we've got books and magical hats. A couple of these on here. You guys can kind of see what those look like. Okay, and that is everything in the box. So I think I'm going to try and put together our house cup stand here. So we say punch out all the pieces, of course. That's our first instructions here. Punch out all this stuff. All right. And then this piece. Okay. So punch out all the things. And then it says to push our... So actually you can see on the other side here, these are lettered to correspond to our instructions here. Make it nice and simple. Well, I'll pull this off the... Make it nice and simple to be able to put this together, which is nice. All right, so push A tabs into the A slots. So let's see. And see, the back of this actually also has A's and B's. So that makes it really easy to put this guy together. So A's go into A's. B's go into B's. Come on. You can do it. And take the piece with the larger holes. So these actually, and again, these are labeled the C. You can see that in the corner over there. So the C goes into the C slot, which is at the top up here. Oh, of course. Let's maybe try and get these started a little bit here first. Start not having to wobble it around a lot. And process of elimination tells us that this is going to go on the bottom. So let's do all the wiggling here. Okay, and then that slides to A's. Get this. To slot into the B's. Come on, we're gonna get there. All right. There it is. Our house cup container. Can pop the corks off of these. All right. Looks pretty dang cool if I do say so myself. Might as well fill in with some of our little jewels here. Each one of these jewels represents 10 points. You know what? Let's just go ham here. We'll put all of them in here. Cooler effect. I think I lost one. So they do fill up quite high. Hey Vaughn, thanks for joining us for our unboxing here. Making a little bit of a mess. It's probably easier to do this like this. So for those that are just popping in, unfortunately I had a little bit of a mic accident and rolled over my cord with my chair and proceeded to break my USB mic, sad face. So I am going to do the unboxing tonight on my own, and then I have a new USB mic being delivered tomorrow. Thank you, Amazon Prime. Not that they're sponsoring, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do in quarantine. And hopefully tomorrow night we'll be able to actually do a demo. All right. Perfect. So we've got all of our house cup gems in here. That looks pretty dang cool if I do say so myself. I think that looks awesome. Vaughn, I am also an incredibly easy sell on Harry Potter games. It does not take much for me to want to play them. It's probably a little sad how many little sad Harry Potter games that I have bundled up in my cupboard that I'll still play even though they're not that great. Oh, and you suggested that these are probably the sliders for the boards. That makes perfect sense, actually. So these have a little divot on the bottom to just slot onto the board here. They don't stay super well, but that's okay. And it's a little hard to see probably, but there are tracks at the bottom here. It's easier to see on the zoom cam here. So you can kind of see where these lines go up and down here at the different levels. And then at level 5, actually, I think you have to turn in a magical hat token in order to complete that level. I have to go double check the rules on that. But you keep your completed challenges on your board. This is where you keep your little token pile. That would make sense that these are just your little trackers for XP. And then they would just, let's create a little bit of room here in front of the camera. Slot in like that. Yeah, they just kind of rest in there. They don't really stick. But it's enough to be able to just move them around on their track here. Which works, I think, actually pretty well. It's nice that they're 3D like that, actually. Although, to me, this begs to be painted. I'll have to add it to my ever-growing stack of things that I'd like to paint. Alright, well that looks pretty dang cool. The boards are actually quite nice and sturdy. They're definitely very thick cardboard. So they'll be pretty resilient, which I always love. And let's take a look here. Why don't we actually peek at some of the cards, at least the locations. So these are our level 1 locations. So we've got the Burrow. Number 4, Privet Drive. Number 12, Grimald Place. And then platform 9 3/4. All nice, iconic locations within the Harry Potter universe. Our level 2 locations, take a look at these. Got Elop's Owl Emporium, Flourish and Blots, Leaky Cauldron, Ollivanders, 3 Broomsticks, Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, Gringotts Bank, Quality Quidditch Supplies, oh, the Shrieking Shack, kinda like that, and Honeydukes. Like all those. Obviously, all of these locations have different requirements. That once you get to the level 2s, there are different requirements that you have to meet. And you can see with Honeydukes, you have to spend a magic hat token, a magic token, and a knowledge book token in order to use this location. And actually, that icon indicates that you can level up to 2 different skills. Most of the level 2s actually require that you have level 3 in a particular, I think any particular skill in order to actually visit the location and get the positive effect. Alright, so those are our level 2 locations. And then the level 3s. Godric's Hollow, Malfoy Manor, the Ministry of Magic, and Nocturne Alley. Very cool. And you can see these ones actually have slots for 2 players to be able to visit them throughout the course of the turn. And they also require at least 5 XP in a particular, or I should say any particular class in order to visit those locations and get an effect. So I have to say, the artwork, I love the frame, the still frame from the films. I think that's really fun. It just really adds to the game to me. It'd be fun also if it was artwork, kind of like the Harry Potter TCG, but movie stills are honestly just as good. And I guess we can take a look at some of these lessons. So there's the 3 different lessons that you can work through. I'll put the board up here. So this is a cauldron for potions. The little starburst, if you will, is charms. And then the shield is defense against the dark arts. So those are the 3 classes that each character is working to progress their skills in that particular coursework, I suppose is the easiest way to say that. So the basic lessons, and there's multiple copies of these, so we can probably just throw some of these up here. So we've got Amarantia. It's probably how you pronounce it. I'm probably saying it wrong. And actually, all of these were listed in the copy of the rule book that is on the OP website that's available. A few copies of hair-raising potion, sleeping draught, elixir of life. I guess not all of these are listed actually, so this is good. Invigoration draught, antidote to common poisons, confundus charm, disillusionment charm, a banishing charm, a cheering charm, enlargement charm, amplifying charm, a hag. So these are kind of defeat these types of creatures, probably is the best way to describe it. Got some ghosts. It's kind of like rewards for defeating these. Troll. Werewolf. Vampire. And imp. So those are all of the basic lesson cards. Vaughn, I see when merch can use original art instead of being tied to the movies, but you know, I agree. It'd be nice. It's cheaper, obviously, for them to just use movie stills. I do like some of the unique artwork that the WotC TCG came up with, and the Revival Group is acquiring a lot of different art as well that looks incredible for their new Heir of Slytherin set that's being released, I think, this week, actually. So check their group out on, they have a Facebook group, or it's HarryPotterTCG.com, I think, is their URL. All right, so why don't we take a look at some of the advanced lessons here. There's Wand Lighting Charm, Our Reversal Charm, Impervious Charm, Revealing Charm, Growth Charm, Hinky Punks and Red Caps. Sorry, I had to read that twice. And then defeating different kinds of creatures. So this is a reward for defeating a Boggart. Cornish Pixies, Nocturnal Beasts, Grundalo, and then a couple of brews and potions. Swelling Solution, Felix Felicis, Wit Sharpening Potion, Polyjuice Potion, and Strengthening Potion. So some of these are 1 copies, some are 2, some are 3. A lot of them were listed in the rule book, but there were some new ones that I didn't recognize, which is cool. And then there's challenges. So these are the easy challenges here. And these might all be unique. Looks like it. So there's kind of a lot here, so I'll just kind of pick a couple. But the way that these were working is you accomplish the challenge either with 1 or more of your characters, and then you have to meet these requirements. So this one requires a level 2 of each of the different classes. And then as a reward, you get these things down here. So you'd get a level, and then you'd be able to put 2 gems into your house cup container here. So that one's make the Quidditch team. I'm just going to pull out a couple other random ones as examples. Hail the Night Bus. Cool. So this one actually requires a level 5 in charms. Level 2 in potions, it looks like. And then you'd have to spend 1 knowledge token. And then your reward for completing this challenge is getting 3 gems. So each gem counts as 10 points. That's how they do the math on that. I'll do one more of the easy ones. This is traveled by portkey. It requires 5 potions. And when you defeat it, or when you accomplish your challenge, you get, what's the scroll one? That's a basic lesson. So I think you can take a basic lesson from the board. And then you get 20 points towards your house. Any point in time when you are taking one of the cards off of the table, you immediately replace it from the deck. We'll take a look at some of the hard challenges. And again, these are all unique, so there's a big stack. So let's look at a couple of these. Hear the Lost Prophecy. Cool. So 3 potions, a level 3 potions, level 3 charms, and level 4 defense against the dark arts. And then you gain 2 knowledge tokens and 40 points for completing that challenge. Look at another one. Witness an Unbreakable Vow. Nice. So 3, 4, 3, 2 knowledge tokens and 40 points. Look at one more. Fight in the Department of Mysteries. Wow, this one requires 8 charms. That kind of makes sense for that scene in the movie. And then 3 knowledge tokens, and then your reward is 50 points. That's a good one. So I honestly, these are really cool. I gotta pull this one out. That's awesome. Defend the 7 Potters. That's really fun. I love that that is a card. 7 charms, 7 defense against the dark arts, and then you get 2, and you require 2 knowledge tokens, and then you get 60 points. That's pretty cool. I really like the flavor on these challenges. It's very fun. It's honestly, it really broadens the scope of this kind of a game. Usually you don't have an opportunity to really delve into some of these more, I don't know, ancillary concepts or ancillary or superficial points in the movies without having something like the Harry Potter TCG where you have tons and tons and tons of content. It's a little hard to accomplish a lot of these things in the board game. So I think it's really fun that they've come up with a way to incorporate all of these iconic or memorable moments from the books and from the movies and incorporate them into lessons that they're learning or challenges that they're having to overcome. I think that's really well designed. I'll be excited to try this out. Which again, assuming my mic comes in tomorrow, Gold Leader and I will play this out tomorrow. I'll put a link in the description below this video to the rule book on the OP website so that people can kind of follow along in advance if they like, but we will definitely play through and do a demo tomorrow. All in all, I'm pretty excited about all this stuff. I'm not super thrilled. It looks like we have more square cards that are the same size as the Hogwarts battle cards, which means I'm going to have to do some magical tricks on my end in order to sleeve all these bad boys, which not super looking forward to, but hopefully these are standard mini size sleeves. We'll have to figure that part out once we pull some of our sleeves out. But honestly, I love this house cup thing. I think that looks really cool. You said the boards seem very sturdy, very resilient. I love the idea of pulling in some of these different kinds of potions that you can brew, different creatures you can defeat with the defense against the dark arts skills, different charms you're perfecting, all of these different challenges that are unique. I mean, that is, look at that, between the easy and the hard, those are all unique challenges. That's really, really fun. I think there's going to be a lot of flavor in this, and it should be a great... I'm excited to try it out tomorrow. So hopefully you guys can join us tomorrow as well. We'll be back live at our normal time, 8 p.m. Central, here at twitch.tv/homebasegames. So jump in a little bit and we'll answer questions as we do our demo and figure all this out. But on the whole, I am actually quite excited. So thanks for joining us. If you're enjoying this content, feel free to like, subscribe in Twitch as well as YouTube. I'll be posting this replay on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/homebasegames. So, feel free to go check that out over there. Like I said, I'll post a link in the description to the rulebook in case you don't know where that is, so you can follow along with us a little bit better tomorrow. And really looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us, guys.